सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ओम समस्त ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो नमः। ऋषिभ्यो नमः, मुनिभ्यो नमः, गुरुभ्यो नमः, देवताभ्यो नमः। ओम परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। ओम वेदव्यास सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम वैशंपायन सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम याज्ञवल्क्य सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम श्री आद्यशंकर सद्गुरवे नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। पारायणं तृतीया भृगुवल्ली। ओम अथ तृतीया भृगुवल्ली। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। भृगुर्वैवारुणिः वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीहि भगवो ब्रह्मेति तस्मा एतत् प्रोवाच। अन्नं प्राणं चक्षुश्रोत्रं मनोवाचमिति तगं होवाच। यतो वा इमानि भूतानि जायन्ते येन जातानि जीवन्ते यत्प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति तद्विजिज्ञासस्व तद्ब्रह्मेते सतपोतप्यत सतपस्तप्त्वा अन्नं ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात्। अन्नाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते अन्नेन जातानि जीवन्ति अन्नं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति ते तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीहि भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगं होवाच। तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व तपो ब्रह्मेति सतपोतप्यत सतपस्तप्त्वा प्राणो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात्। प्राणाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते प्राणेन जातानि जीवन्ति प्राणं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति ते तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीहि भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगं होवाच। तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व तपो ब्रह्मेति सतपोतप्यत सतपस्तप्त्वा मनो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात्। मनसो ह्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते मनसा जातानि जीवन्ते मनः प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति ते तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीहि भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगं होवाच। तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व तपो ब्रह्मेति सतपोतप्यत सतपस्तप्त्वा विज्ञानं ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात्। विज्ञानाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते विज्ञानेन जातानि जीवन्ते विज्ञानं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति ते तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीहि भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगं होवाच। तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व तपो ब्रह्मेति सतपोतप्यत सतपस्तप्त्वा आनन्दो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात् आनन्दाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते आनन्देन जातानि जीवन्ति आनन्दं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्तीति सैषा भार्गवी वारुणी विद्या परमे व्योमन् प्रतिष्ठिता य एवं वेद प्रतितिष्ठति अन्नवानन्नादो भवते महान् भवति प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसेन महान् कीर्त्या ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद शान्तिमन्त्रः प्रथमा शिक्षावल्ली ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुवे पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ चतुर्थोऽनुभागः मेधा कामनार्थं श्रीकामनार्थं च जपहोमार्थमन्त्राः ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतो अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया विहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवहन्ते वितन्वाना कुर्वाणा चीरमात्मनः वासागंसि मम गावश्च अन्नपाने च सर्वदा ततो मे श्रियमावह लोमशां पशुभिः सह स्वाहा आमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा विमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा प्रमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा दमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा शमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा यशोजने सानि स्वाहा श्रेयान्वस्य सोऽसानि स्वाहा तन्त्वाभगप्रविशानि स्वाहा समाभगप्रविश स्वाहा तस्मिन् सहस्रशाखे निभगाहन्त्वयि मृजे स्वाहा यथा पप्रवतायन्ते यथा मासा अहर्जरम् एवं मां ब्रह्मचारिणः धातरायन्तु सर्वतः स्वाहा प्रतिवेशोऽसि प्रमाभाहि प्रमापद्यस्व ॐ शान्तिः 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 Having saluted all the rishis, munis, gurus, having done the invocatory mantra, having chanted the Medhashri Praptyartha mantra, having surrendered to the entire Guru Parampara and the Lord, we are into the study of the Taittiriya Upanishad. The life of spirituality has got these few things. First, We have come onto this earth, into this body as a human being. Maintain oneself first to be intact in all aspects, wealth wise, health wise, nourishment, nurturement wise, all aspects. For this purpose, you have to do your own outer dharma of some activities as well as some love and service to those who help us in our own sustenance. So, the dharma of the professional duty as well as dharma of love, respect, service to all those who are catering to our own sustenance. The parents, the family, the children, the people are in the society in the form of friends, relatives, and all. Second thing. Third one, whatever the distractions, agitations, impurities that are there in us from many lives which are collected, all the impurities have to be cleared, cleaned. Not only that, the new impurities should not be allowed to happen in our antakarana consciously. For that, what helps is the Karma Yoga sadhana. Thereafter, the scattered abilities of ours, the scattered equipments of ours, the scattered or disintegrated equipments of ours, we have to bring them all together. All of that coming together is done, all the faculties. Whatever I have of Sharira, Mana, Buddhi, Indriya, Vani, bringing all of them into one line, one chord, integration. All that is done by the various upasanas. We have to achieve that. They are now disintegrated, distracted, scattered, unrelated to each other. Each one is acting as a problem or liability to the other. What tongue wants, stomach cannot take it. What stomach needs, the tongue doesn't want. Is it not? What mind wants, which is not good for the senses and the body. What is good for body and senses, the mind doesn't like. A sort of total discard disintegration is there in all our equipments. First one, survival sustenance. Second, for the sake of that, performing our due duties in the world, both of the activities like the professions as well as the fulfilling all the dharma toward the living beings. Second one, this is all called karma yoga. We have to do. Third one, through the upasana, all the faculties that are weakened, that are disintegrated, distracted, discarded, are brought into our own hold, like the drill master. With one whistle, all the children who are discarded or disintegrated, who are in different places, when they were given freedom, they all come and align. So, to in that roll call time, in that army or NCC. The moment it is done, all of them come in line. Only when all are there coming in line, that something can be done to them as well as through them. Otherwise, it can't be, which is very essential. We are not even aware with our such an ignorance and tamoguna that these are the faculties we have. Each of them divine, each of them have potentially so much of energy. With that, so many of the conscious, beautiful goals can be pursued or achieved. Even that information we don't have. We just something comes in the mind, somebody tells something, we just keep on doing and we get satisfied with them. Very meager life of this is called spiritually stupidity, spiritually foolishness, the spiritual murkhata. The worldly murkhata, foolishness are all the sinful life, not knowing that we will be punished later on. So here this is spiritual foolishness. Now having brought all of them into our single pointedness, then they have to be mastered also. The mastery is done through eliminating all the unwanted sankalpas. That is called the chitta vritti nirodhatmaka yoga sadhana. When the unnecessary vrittis of the chitta are removed, the weak, the conservation of the energy happens through all the faculties. The more the vrittis are there in the chitta, entire energy leaks out through all these faculties and they become weakened. So that energy conservation is done through the yoga sadhana of the vritti nirodha. All that is one aspect. Now the second. When we have become aware that what we have to do in the world we have done, all the debts are cleared, all the obligations are fulfilled, all the duties are fully well done, and the faculties are brought into our own notice. They are equipped, powered and energized with this chitta vritti, the yoga sadhana. Then what? Then bring the intellect into picture. In that picture of intellect's bringing, that has to be used to understand what actually are we as human being to achieve. In this way, either we inquire or what is that in front of us in the form of the law in the world, and what is the cause behind it, a substratum behind it, or is there something beyond behind all these phenomena? The intellect should inquire. In that inquiry of the intellect, that which is beyond everything that is happening is recognized. When that is recognized, it is found that that alone is true. That alone is the actual thing. That alone is the reality. And all this which we were struggling with so far is nothing but an expression of that, an appearance on that only. Because of our so much bound by the expressions, appearances so far, that which was appearing, experiencing as these was not recognized by us. And in these things, which are expressions and appearances, happen all sorts of drama of all types of opposites, which cannot be controlled. And we are not able to manage them, and therefore we suffer. Whereas these all are only imagination drama, and on whom all these are happening is such a stable, intact, supreme truth. We, when are into this world of all those are happening, definitely we are influenced by them. That's called samsara. When we, through the intellect, having inquired and found that which is beyond, and when we position our attentive identification with that which is changeless, immutable, eternal, then all this world of samsara, from that we are withdrawn. Therefore, the whole world of samsara no more troubles us. This is called, in short, spirituality. And then each of these aspect is not as simple and easy as it is said. It has so many intricacies to be clearly, thoroughly understood. Therefore, it needs time. More than time and effort, what it needs is the guidance. About these aspects only, who tells us exhaustively? It is what is called scriptures. Scriptures have come to us only to tell us about all these phenomena. It tells us how you have to maintain. It tells us what are your duties to do so that your obligations are clear. It tells us how the faculties have to be brought at one chord integration. It tells us about how to conserve our energies by reducing the unwanted vrittis of chitta. Then the same scriptures tell us about the equipping to the intellect, empowering the intellect regarding what is beyond all this and what is its nature, and then how to pursue it, and having pursued and reached it, how the experience looks like, which is the experience of liberation. All that only the shastras tell. That is why there are the Vyaktitva Vikasa Shastras are there. There are the Dharma Shastras are there. There are the Upasana Shastras are there. There are the Yoga Shastras are there. There are the Tattva Shastras. Each of them. And some of the Shastras include all those. and mastering all the knowledge that is given in the Shastras, accordingly molding ourselves from the bondage to liberation is the goal of all of us. And this is made to happen in our life systematically by the Guru with the help of the Shastras in his Gurukula to whoever the students who go. This is what is the entire human evolution systematically, traditionally, especially in our Sanatana Dharma. That is what is the entire story here in this Taittiriya Upanishad. See, the disciples in the Gurukula, they went, they got admitted. Then they were given good place to stay, food to have. Then the security and safety and comfort of them to the extent required is ensured by the Guru. Then the training begins. So in the training, Siksham Vyakyasyam. First, the training is Nishanno Mitraha. A little introduction is given. Oh, my dear children, you and I have come here for a definite purpose, brought here by the Lord, who is in so many Devatas Rupa. So without their Krupa, nothing can be done substantially, perfectly, other than wasting time fighting with each other and destroying ourselves. We could don't do anything without their grace. Therefore, every day's rule is the Lord who brought us here, we pray to Him. Shamno Mitra, Shamvaruna. See how beautiful that is. Every day you and I have to chant it. So that we send a prayer to the Lord that may this purpose of our coming together be fully fulfilled without ourselves getting betrayed because of any other unwanted traits, inner, outer, or mutual. Is it not? When I am in this world for a higher definite purpose, I should not have that loggerheads or head to head collision with anybody. Then not only the main purpose is not served, we start creating so many chaos. Even that simple first step common sense also will not come to us because we never study Shastra. When you get married, wife and husband, forget about all the sukha, ananda helping each other. First, you stop fighting with each other. You are not here to fight as wife and husband. You are not here to fight as children and parents. You are not here to fight as guru and disciple. You are not here as boss and subordinate to fight. We are not here as neighbors to fight. Fighting के लिए थोड़ी आए थे हम. And don't we do that the whole life? Those who not even know the first thing, that we are not here to clash with each other to destroy each other, but we are here together to achieve something. That is what the Namaskar. You came, I came, we are together to achieve something, the ultimate, which is in our heart. That is why anything, anybody we meet, first Namaskar. We are here not to destroy each other's energies. We are here to synergize our energies in such a way that we find some definite, higher, greater purpose in our life. Together, integrated, we work towards it and reach out. So, in that Gurukula, through that Shanno Mitra, all those children are made to be mutually integrated. Otherwise, they compete, jealousy, fighting, their entire mind, activity, life, as long as they are in the Gurukula, is wasted only for that, whether they stay one day or 1 month, 1 year, or even 10 years. Without knowing why they have come to Gurukula, what to do? So, to all of us are in hatred with each other, in aversion with each other, in attachment with each other, in fighting with each other, destroying each other, forgetting the whole goal. That's what started out with Shanno Mitra. Please see that, oh Lord, we are always integrated. We are not fighting with each other. Only with your blessings, we will be avoiding all that and mutually lovingly together. Again, we both are, means all the students are tuned to the Guru. And Guru and Shishya together chalk out, plan out for the purpose for which they have come out, how to reach out. Else, well, that's what he said by the Pururava. Swarthasya akovidam dhingmam murkham panditamaninam. I thought I was Pandit, I was Murkha. I didn't know where is my Swartha, the ultimate. I got attached to her, she got attached to me. She became wise and she left me and went away. I am still stupid. The whole time is wasted. Sevato Varshapugan me. Years I was indulgent. What is the result now? Misery, dukkha, slavery, attachment, frustration, the attitude of suicide, and the regret and guilt that I wasted my life. What did I do? Who is at fault? Not she. It is me. It is my own that durbuddhi as well as my own the mana indriya uncontrolled. They are one the cause. See that? At least at that time he recognized or realized and went for ultimate. We don't realize throughout life we live like that and die. If we don't study Shastra and get guided by the Shastra. I'm just today what I'm doing is what is being done so far in the Taittiriya Upanishad in a pictorial form again depicted so that we find a meaning in our life with these classes. Or else one after the other classes we are doing text, we are studying, but not relating ourselves with that because we are not able to establish the connectivity and thus we are remaining as the same. No. Let us be clear again with more clarity in our intellect as to what were we have come and what we are doing and what we have to achieve. And we are trying to understanding this with what happened so far in the Upanishad. So in that we said the disciple came to Gurukula, they chanted Shanno Mitra, by which they prayed so that individually they are intact, healthy, mutually they are intact and healthy. With the Guru they are first class, and with the entire other staff of the ashram as well as the entire place, they are so beautifully tuned without any discard. Is it not like the person who drives the car? After everybody sits and closes the door, yes, are you all comfortable? Have you put your belts properly? Yeah. Now the vehicle being started, we are moving ahead. Then will be it starts the engine and the gear and gadi moves. So too in the flight. She comes first. She tells, तो ऐसे बैठो बेल्ट बांधो इधर सब करके then the pilot slowly takes off the flight. In the same way, in the Shanna Mitra mantra, the preparation is done. Like when we go to a camp, we are allotted the rooms. In the rooms, if it is multi occupancy, we take our beds, whatever, put our luggage, then get freshened up, then we go for the inauguration. We should know the life is like that. So, when all are that way together in the camp, they can be trained. But in the life, all are not in the class. Like if your entire family is in the class, I could have told them why you are as a family together, like it's a camp throughout the life. First, you settle yourself and mutually get related. Then, this is what your goal, this is what you have to achieve. I can tell. But all are not there. Individually, again. But still, the individual can, from his side, he should know that he is a camper. Then he must go settle, and then he should see to it that he is not creating fuss with others and not allowing others to do. Then he is recognizing purpose of his going to that camp and achieve. So, in that inaugural ceremony, the teacher or the one who is conducting the camp, he tells, who are you each other? Why are you called here? What is being done here for next few days? And how you have to tune to. Like that one camp is our entire life. Upanishad, whoever study, all of them are taught this. So, Shanno Mitra purpose is mutual togetherness by the grace of Lord. Clear? We should never throughout life have any extra attachment or aversion. That is there. The whole life is lost for it. Then the whole purpose is gone. Like when you fight in that camp with each other, your whole day is thinking about that person, how to trouble, how to destroy, and what the gurus are teaching, the jnana, etc. in that camp. You don't catch. Whether it's a spiritual camp, whether it's in your own professional camp, in an academic camp, it can be even any function you have gone, any pilgrimage, any tour, कहीं भी जाओ, it has its own purpose. That is never achieved when this है क्या करूँ मैं कुछ लोग तो लड़ाई में फंसते हैं, कुछ लोग अटैचमेंट में फंसते हैं. Firstly, the roommate, not at all liked. From that day till the camp is over, always in the mind about that roommate only fighting, fighting. Then when will he listen to class or enjoy? Nothing. Other person is a wonderful roommate you met. I think the purpose of life is served. Now let us together talk in such a way. All the nonsense of the world, they talk day in and day out, don't allow others to sleep and themselves never catch what is there in the camp. Either they get caught up in the raga or they get caught up in the desha. This is not we have come for. Then that is sorted out that way. First we came, registered, entered, given place to stay, secured, then mutually integrated by the grace of Shannomitradi. Now we come to Shiksham Vyakyasyama. So in that, the entire curriculum is taught, all that. The Bhasha is taught, Vyakaranam is taught, and all that. Then we went to the Samhita Upanishad, where we are, after the grammar is taught, is which not will continue to remain only as in person of grammar, person of literature, person of only doing Sandhi Samasa, etc. That's only beginning, that's not the end, that's only means, that's the goal. We have to use that entire grammar rule in our life. Then develop that drushti, which was learned in the grammar rule, to be utilized in the world. It is a drushti. Grammar teaches us a drushti to develop, which we have to implement in our in life, in our transaction. That is what is called as Samhita Upasana. A drushti is given how to see the mutually exclusive things come together to bring out something. In that, the attention is both on that which has come out and also that which have come together for bringing the thing come out. So they are so beautifully knit together. Like the Purva Rupa Akshara, the Uttara Rupa Akshara. Each of them are great in themselves. But then they came together through that place of Sandhi and got together through Sandhanama. A beautiful third thing came. That's what was taught in the entire grammar. The entire grammar of whatever you call the declinations there, the cases there, the singulars, plurals, the dual cases there, the tenses there, all of that is happening what there. The mutually excluded things are brought together and some beautiful additions, rules, etc. are followed. Then the entire heavenly world of language got developed with which one of the most important problem is sorted out, one of the most important joyful thing is achieved. What is the problem sorted out? The problem of how to communicate. It's a problem if the language is not known how to communicate. And the most joyful thing achieved is what? Through that language only, we are to express our love, our concern, our care, our all sorts, including if at all any displeasure is there. नहीं है भाषा तो कैसे बोलेंगे? Do you understand that? How beautifully that thing. The same this rule we have to apply in the world. That was limited only to the aksharas and the Vyakarana. The entire world is like the Aksharas, is made up of the beings. Like the Aksharas are brought together through variety of the grammar rules to eke out the joy of communication. In the same way in this world, at the micro level as at the macro level, all of them are given for finding that mutual rules, regulations, which are there already, to find the existing rules, regulations, and abiding to those rules, account the joy of living outside. This is called Samhita Upasana. In the Samhita Upasana, it is I am recognizing the phenomenon that are happening and I am tuning myself to that in such a way that a most beautiful orchestra like enjoyable sound or music is coming out. Every instrument is different. But when they tune together with all rules, regulation, what comes out is a soothing, melodious, joy giving music. So life is a music. We have to enjoy that. But creating music is an art. There you have to integrate. All these we spoke at that time, if you remember, 2 months back, 1.5 months back. I'm just telling how this Vedanta Jnanam of the Upanishads has to come into our life to change our life. It's for its betterment. It is not only theory, it is not sufficient if it is only academic. It should bring that expected change in us, which we have to do, and we should also enjoy that change that is brought by us by our own efforts. Guru is giving the data. We use the data to bring out that change, and we enjoy that change. So they respect the Mata Purva Rupam, Pitottar Rupam, Praja Sandhi, Prajananam Sandhanam. What a beautiful phenomenon it is happening. Five are the examples. The whole world. The ocean, the sunlight, the water taken, it becomes a cloud, it becomes a rain, then the river. Everywhere you can see some rules, regulations are happening because of which some great creative thing is happening in the world, which is giving joy, fulfillment to those things and joy to those who are around it using it. Everything, the farmer, the plowing the land, removing the weeds, sowing the seeds, then the crop is coming, and it is not that he alone is eating it, he is giving it to others, and others in compensation they are giving him the money or other things. Where is that place where the Purva Rupa, Uttara Rupa, Sandhi and Sandhanam is not happening? Is it not? Because of this happening only the world is so beautiful. And our job is to enjoy the mood beauty without spoiling it. At the same time, wherever that beauty has to be created, use our creative power to create that beauty and enjoy. Like some things are required, which are already existing things we are using from the Prakriti. Some things are required. When the things are required, the resources are to be there, so gather them. The human resources are there required to employ them. The managerial resources are there, then bring them and train. Then the R&D resources are required, then bring the already trained R&D. Then through all of them, what do we do? You want to create a product, then you establish the establishment, then you brought out that product. This is how the industries, industrial revolutions, all the production units which are catering to the needs of the people. Anything you take in clothes, पहले सिर्फ the bark of the tree or the big leaves or the skin of the deer, etc. They used to wear as clothes. But later on, they wanted to wear the cloth. They looked at the cotton. Then the ideas came. Then people of all sorts required to make the cloth out of the cotton have come. Now all of them together brought out a beautiful clothes for her to wear. So in that you can see Purva Rupa, Uttara Rupa, Sandhi, Sandhanam. Then the outcome is the cloth for us to wear, the food to eat, the toothpaste to wash teeth, the footwear to wear. कुछ भी कहो. These are all the human beings resources को साथ में लाकर mutually integrate होके they brought out. Same way in the universe, before we did all that, the Lord Himself made the phenomena, observe it. Acharya Purvarupam, Antevasi Uttarupam, Vidya Sandhi, Prajanam, Pravachanam, Sandhanam. All that is what the Samhita Upasana, where you are seeing exclusive individual things coming together for bringing out such a beautiful melody, which is bringing the joy, giving the joy in this world. In the same way, Adara Anu Puro Rupam Uttara Anurutam Vak Sandhi, then then Vidya Vak Sandhi Sandhanam. So too in the first one, Adilokam, Adijyautisham, Adhividyam, Adiprajam, Adhyatmam, Chihva Sandhanam. See that? What is happening here? As I told you million times. Our attention, awareness, which is lost through the imaginations of the mind, through the senses, through the body, into the unwanted bhoga and totally get lost like an animal. Instead of that, we are awakening the intellect to think and inquire about what is happening, what should happen. Earlier, like an animal, they were just living like that only. Bina kapde rehte the. But when he started thinking, he started improving in all his comforts. So, what is trained here is using the intellect to think all the things and make use of it. This is what this ability of thinking, which makes him as a human being, is later on used by giving him the higher subject to think, which is called Paramatma, which will come after two or three topics. After Samhita Upasana is done, then we have, through that vision, we develop the inspiration that I can observe what is happening in the world and make maximum use of it. I can use whatever the capacity is given to me, mutual help, say, I can create some things and become happy. So, a Purushartha Samarthya is discovered in me, using which I am using the things which are already there, or with them I am creating the things which are required to me. जब इन पे सोते थे देन स्लोली कीड़े मकोड़े काट रहे हैं सो देन थोड़ा हाइट पे सो जाए तो अच्छा है तो हाउ टू स्लीप ऑन द हाइट exactly like the jamin something should be there but it should be little up above the uh, earth or the land jamin how to do that then what is my size this much so something is made out of a wood something then it is fixed with four legs then a cot became in the creation, there was no cot. But in the creation, there were the facilities available for the cot. When the need of the cot was recognized, then the resources are gathered, then the cot is made, sleep on the cot, all the ants, etc., they are no more biting. See, this is called Purushartha done. So Purushartha Samartha is recognized. So what is happening here? In the world, so many things are there. I am there. So with my Purushartha, I can do this, I can do that, I can achieve this, that. Now in the evolution, when this was in long time, a question came. What is that with my Purushartha that ultimate can be achieved? Having achieved which nothing more remains. Then that Vyakti from the uh, gainer of the world using his Purushartha became a gainer of the Paramatma through spiritual Purushartha. That was a Dharma Artha Kama Purushartha, that is become moksha. This is what is taught here in this Upanishad also. After grammar is taught, Samhita Upasana is taught, now the Prajna is asked. Give me the Prajna of the Vedanta Upanishad Brahma Jnanam, that is my goal. Clear? Brahma Jnana is my goal. But it is not my qualification now. How to do the qualification? By clearing all the debts, by clearing all the inner impurities. That always done through only Yajna. Therefore, further wealth is required. So, wealth is gained, karmas are done. With that, the devatas also propitiated, the world also is made happy. Then I also exhausted all my vasanas and sanskaras. Now, the sign of that person is the antakarana or his outer obligations are cleared. He has nothing to give to the world or take from the world. All things outside are finished with. Like naukari karke ghar aa jana. In the time of naukari, you go to place, person to the person, work to the work, object to the object. These are called outer upasanas. When you finish all of them, then you come home. Then at home you have to do your homely upasana. And that is why after this fourth anuvaka, when the outer upasanas are taught, then in the fifth anuvakam, the inner upasana is taught. Because inside the house also you have to set things. Then only the peace and happiness. So here also, what vision we are given in the outer world of Sandhi Sandhanam, in the same way, for the inner upasana, the Vyahruthis are given to us as a support, as a guidance. And what is this Vyahruti Upasana inside, in short, for us to understand right from the beginning, so that we don't get confused or etc., is simple. There are three things with which everything is happening. Clear? And there is a fourth thing without because of which these three are there. And the being busy in these three, the fourth is forgot. In these three, there is nothing but misery. That fourth is the one be attentive, which is supporting these three. So you develop the vision to see the fourth, which is supporting these three. And fortunately, that fourth is you. So it's a vision. And when we are doing the living the outer life, fully attending to the outer world, we did the outer upasana. It was beginning. It was only in the beginning. Now the later, higher, greater, deeper inner sadhana is inner upasana. Where outside you are acting as you were acting earlier only, acting means working. Inside, with the training given through this Vyahruti Upasana, you are continuously being aware at the intellectual level, both of the happenings in the world, inner and outer, and the three main causes because of which everything is happening. More important than that, the fourth one, which is making these three happen. And that fourth is you. You are not the three nor anything that is happening in the three. You are the fourth. This is called inner upasana. Vyahruti upasana gives us a training. See, that goodness is a training. It is maintained everywhere. Keeping smiling is a training given. It is not seen, but it is expressed all the time. लव सर्विस एटीट्यूड ट्रेनिंग दिया गया है. अब जहाँ उसको यूज करते हैं इलेक्ट्रिसिटी और इलेक्ट्रिकल वर्क, सो यू आर इन ITI, you are taught, so that vidya is not seen, but when you are called, you go with your equipment, you look at it and the problem is understood, you keep working. What you are working people know, but how you are working, your wisdom, they don't know. You 2 minutes तो आप देखते रहते हैं. If you are electrician, others don't know what is you are doing. You are thinking which wire is what. अर्थ वाला कौन सा है, इधर जाने का कौन सा, उधर क्या है, किसमें क्या कमी हुआ होगा, क्या करना होगा. It takes 2 minutes. Then you just understand this is going where, that is going here, and this is what is happening. इसके अंदर काट करके उसको उसको जोड़ोगे, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. That knowledge he got in the ITI, which is not seen by anyone, but he is doing the upasana of that jnanam in the practice. Upasana prepares for our Jnanam. Jnanam should be used for the Upasana. So the Antaranga Vyahruti Upasana is again like the Panchadikarana training. Here also the four things are taught us. This is all, remember, the Vedic Kala. So what is taught in the Vedic Kala, Vedanta Upanishads, we have to explain to you in the modern world. We are caught up in these type of things, objects, etc. अब जो है उस समय नहीं थे, होते तो यही एग्जाम्पल वो लोग देते थे. उस समय वॉट एवर वर देयर, दे आर नॉट देयर, therefore we just feel left out, not able to understand what are the words and what are they indicating. So the acharyas, gurus will have to tell what is meant in those days is meant in these days. That object, these objects are far distant, but what is to be done through this or that is same. उन दिनों में जो बैलगाड़ी में जाते हैं, आज जो ट्रेन में जाते हैं, it totally different. The बैलगाड़ी and train, but the purpose is same. Both of them is to move from one place to other. Those days they used to stay in the hutment or the caves. Now they make multiplexes or multi buildings. It's totally different when you look at that mud-made huttu or the gufa and the sophisticated house of all types of facility. Look different. Purpose is same: safety, security. From the natural imbalances or from any of the dangerous animals. Purpose तो वही है. Same way, what is said in Vedic Kala, what is said here is same. Both cases, the jiva should get mukti by his own experience of this self. What is said in those days. Slowly it is made little easier during the Purana Kala. More easier it is said in the Smruti Kala. And in the Kali Yuga, the modern acharyas, gurus tell us how to understand that in today's language and do sadhana. Pure Tattva was taught in the Veda Kala. through the Purana stories taught in the Purana Kala. And little later on, whatever has happened, the इतिहास में उसको लेकर इतिहास में स्मृति में बताया. And in the present modern world, we have to tell you with the example of the electricity, the pots, whatever you see, उसको लेकर हम वो example तत्व को समझाते. By the way, now the main topic is fifth Anuvaka, sixth Anuvaka, talk about the inner Upasana. And what is Upasana? New definition for us from now. Slowly, Upa means near and near, Asana means sitting to the truth. Slowly sitting near this the absolute, sitting near the reality. The truth, absolute reality. Fortunately, is none other than our not pseudo but the real self. Slipping from there only, I identify with the wrong self, I became a samsari and suffering. So the upasana is the implementation of the Siddhanta Jnana for the experience of it. This is Jnana Upasana, Vedanta Upasana. And the other Upasana done the Bhakti Marga is of the Puja Abhisheka. Then we ask from that Lord his own loka or anything of this loka. Or any loka for our Bhautika Sukha Bhoga only. That is Upasana. Here it is Vedanta Upasana. Word is same. Meaning we have to understand. You know, when you are courting somebody to get something, that also is Upasana. It can be your mother or father, papa, mummy, dedo. Is an Upasana. You're asking your boss, give me 1 week leave, I have to go. It's an Upasana. Every word is Upasana. Upasamipe asanam stitva, sitting. To eke out something, you are sitting nearer. So the Pauranic Upasana, all the Abhisheka Puja, etc., are to near to that Lord of our own heart, to be blessed by Him for whatever we want. In the Vedantic Upasana, the Vedanta Lakshya is Brahma or Atma, Brahma Atma Ikya Bodha. Therefore, here also the word is Upasana. Process is also of the Upasana, and here the process is in this way. We are lost in one or the second or the third. In Upasana Vedanta, we focus on the fourth. The training is given. And fourth is real, the other three are imaginary on that. Recognize that. Then that's free. In the three entire drishya, the fourth is the drukka. That becomes drukdrishya viveka. The three, that is anatma. The fourth is atma. This is atma and atma viveka. The three are the jada. The fourth is chaitanya. The jada chaitanya viveka. See? The three are the three avasthas. The fourth is the one who is permeating through that. Which is, please remember, unfortunately, cannot be perceived by the faculties. Therefore, its existence, unless through this upasana, we become so subtly intuitive and intuitrana, he cannot be experienced as the self. He can be experienced only as the self. Remember, our attention is to experience the not selves today. No, unless through upasana, from the not self, we come to the self, we cannot experience. And experience is the only pramana. Gurus cannot give that their experience to us. And unless we experience that, the self, we can't be liberated from the not self, the bandhana, the samsara. See that problem to us also, that we want to know that through the faculties, our problem. The problem of faculties is they cannot show it to us. And the problem of the thing is it cannot be seen. And the Guru is experiencing and he wants us to take to that experience, but he is not finding any other way than this. आत्मानुभूति दिखाई नहीं जा सकता ना. The other things can be shown, the heat and cold. देखो बेटा टच करो तुमको भी आएगा इस तरह. You can show with the all other demonstration. आत्मानुभूति cannot be demonstrated. The only way is this type of upasana. And beauty is what? Following this, as said by Guru, when we do upasana, we also become that way qualified to discover that Brahma, the Atma. And be attentive. In this fifth Anuvaka, the Rishi's name came, the Mahachavasya. He is the one who discovered the four. No? Who is that fourth discovering Mahachavasya Rishi? He was a Rishi was a historical fact. In our life, the one who is an inquirer, the one who is a researcher, the one who has risen above the Hendriya mana of the bhoga or action or the, let us say, the emotion, sentiments, imagination of the mind, the one who is become intellectual, he is Mahachamas. You and I are now slowly become Mahachamas to discover the fourth. And when the fourth is seen, what we see is the fourth alone is all the three. The three alone is in Jagra Sapna Sushupti. The Atma alone is there, Vishwatayesa Prajna. Is it not? The consciousness alone is there in all the three of the knower known knowledge, doer doing deed, smeller smelling smell too. In all the three Vyahruthis, what is there is that only. That vision we have to develop to such an extent. That alone is in all that. Like the vision of water and developed. Water alone is seen, whether it is in the clouds, it is in the rain, in the ocean, in the river, ponds, or whatever. Drushti is what? The forms are many, the names are many, the functionings are many, but throughout all that, what is there is one. This is not gross. This cannot be shown. It is a very sublime intellect's achievement. That intellect will achieve when that intellect is exposed to that knowledge. Intellect will be exposed into that knowledge when it is free from the clutches of the Indriya Deha Mana. That is what the Purura was saying. My buddhi was carried away by that Urvashi. Kono Anya Vimochitum Urvasya Akrishtam Chittam Vina Adokshajam Bhagavantam Atma Rama Ishwaram. See, what is said in Purana Kala is said in Vedanta. What is said in Vedanta alone is said in Purana through this. And exactly that is what is happening in us only. Where it is a language of Purana, where the Pururava is caught up in a Urvashi and suffered and came out. Whether in the Vedantic Bhasha, in the Vedas, the Shishya went to the Guru and Guru taught him. Whether in your and my life, where we are bound in samsara, want to get liberated. All are same. Either learn from Purana or learn from Vedanta, but learn. Learn and practice and get your own liberation. This is called as Upanishad, which is not gross. In that we have crossed all the levels of karma, all the levels of upasana or all the external worships, all the levels of the effort to control the faculties through yoga. उसके बाद ये अंदर का काम हो रहा है. It's at the intellectual level, it's the inquiry level. Hope you are catching it. What is happening is not in our control, it goes on happening. And what you see in that, how do you see in that, how do you relate in that, decides whether we are bound or liberated. A liberated person sees the Paramatma and its Leela. In that vision, he is really liberated. Extra value he doesn't give. Others don't see the Paramatma and as well as Leela, they see their own personal purposes. They become samsari. See his Leela, you are liberated. Find your purpose, you are samsari. Your purpose means your kama, krodha, raga, dvesha, all that. Purpose of an individual is to establish that his individuality. That is samsara. Through every purpose, we are establishing our individuality. With every individuality strengthened of ours, we are creating some purposes. Actually, there is no purpose in the life, there is no individuality. The totality alone is there, playing the play without any purpose. That is realization. Like one Paramatma only playing his Leela. There is no specific purpose of gaining this or that through Leela. That's called Leela. That is an enjoyment. And he is one alone is there. There is no specific individuality he is doing to get something. It is a lot of a samsari. जीव को होता है एक जीव भाव और एक व्यक्तित्व और कुछ पाने का लक्ष्य उसको भागते रहता है दैट इज धर्मार्थ काम बट एट द लेवल ऑफ मोक्षा द नारायण परमात्मा ही इज नॉट एन इंडिविजुअलाइज्ड इंडिविजुअलिटी ही इज वन विदाउट सेकंड इंडिविजुअलिटी एंड ही इज प्लेइंग द लीला ऑफ सृष्टि स्थिति लया नॉट फॉर एनी पर्पस It's a very high level thing we discuss now, whether you catch it or not. Anyway, that usko रख दो वो आएगा वो भी पढ़ेंगे हम. Here now in the Panchamanuvaka, we are given a training at our intellect level. First to observe what is happening. Second to observe which are the three ingredients which are causing that happening. Third, go to a subtler level of observing the fourth one, which is unseen but supporting all the three. The problem in the fourth one is unseen. It cannot be seen. It is very sublime. Then you can't see the horsepower in the vehicle with which it is moving. You can't see my speaking power in me. Only when I speak out through shabdas, you assume that I have a power of speech, but you can't see it. When I walk, through walking, we know he has got walking power, but power cannot be seen. But without the power of speech, I can't speak. Without the power of walking, walking cannot happen. Without the horsepower, the vehicle cannot move. All the bulbs glow. Without electricity, they can't. But you can't see electricity. You only have to cognize electricity's presence through this. That is called recognition. That's called pratyavijna. And be attentive. When my equipments I transcend, then I become one with that electricity. That's called moksha. Then what will happen? Neither electricity nor the electrical equipments can give me a shock. Because electricity doesn't give shock to itself. Nor the equipments can give shock to electricity. Is it not? If I become one with electricity, if I become one with fire, the burning power of the fire will not burn me. And I have no relation with the objects which are burnt by the fire. So I become Atma, one with the Atma of the fire, the burning power. You understood? Same way, the entire world has its substrate. With that, when I become one, then I will not be troubled by the entire world of names, forms, changes. This is called as moksha from the bandhanam. It's another way of seeing it. Now, here, let us chant first and little bit again. We'll add, as I told you, either it's Upanishad or Bhagavatam in the evening class. I am also studying, trying to understand. So, as much deeply as possible, thus share it with you. So, we are going slow, giving little more satisfaction by little more understanding. Today's effort was to relate this phenomena of Upanishad study to our own life. Otherwise, why did they give? Why did it become Upanishad? Why it has become the source of revelation? And how did it is going on coming up to us, which started some thousands of years back. प्रॉब्लम क्या है ना अंदर ना जो ज्ञान पाते हैं हम उससे अपने जीवन को रिलेट नहीं कर पाते. Like when the knowledge of the truth is told, knowledge of the values told, knowledge of the disciplines are told, knowledge of any of the things told of the world, we don't relate with it. Like respect the parents. We don't try to relate ourselves with that knowledge. Therefore, we don't find the importance in it. Therefore, we don't do it. Like constitutional rules, the duties. We don't relate with us. Therefore, we don't find we should do. ट्रैफिक रूल्स हम उसे रिलेट नहीं कर रहे हैं इसलिए हम उसको एस्केप ही करना चाहते हैं. दैट इज इग्नोरेंस, दैट इज लेजीनेस, दैट इज स्टूपिडिटी. Ignorance leads to laziness, laziness leads to stupidity. If you replace that ignorance with the wisdom, what is that? The traffic rules are for my own safety. Then the laziness will go away. Then you practice the traffic rule. There is no stupidity or accident. You are safe. See that? This is what the human being's life at the lower level of ignorance and laziness and stupidity. We don't want to relate with the knowledge. The entire world is expression of Paramatma is knowledge. We have to relate with it. Upanishads teach us that slowly. So let us chant the fifth Anuvaka completely. So today I took time only to I was feeling for myself and you. Okay, are we able to relate with it? Or we are just academically doing it and feeling the heaviness or the load of inability to understand the subject. I can. Today, I think little relation connection is told. With an example of the Gurukula, how the students go. So the entire world is Gurukula. The Guru is Paramatma. We are all the students. So how they are trained with Shanno Mitra, either Siksha Vyakyasyamaha, then the Saga Atata Samhitaya Upanishadam, then Yaschanda Samrishabha, then Avahanti Vitanvana. Same thing. Now, all this is done only when the mind is made pure through upasana, through namasmarana, by giving up the rasik, tamasic, bhojana, more than all that, praying to the God, Bhagavan, give me prajna, give me sattva guna, give me the ability to understand Upanishads, practice them. When you do this prayer for 2 years, then He'll give the ability. Then with that, the study becomes meaningful, that meaning becomes practical, the practice becomes fruitful. Then the life is fulfilled. After studying Upanishad, it is not that we should be left with added confusion. After studying Upanishad, we should be freed from all the confusions regarding the goal and means and sadhana. If that doesn't happen, then the classes were not fruitful or successful. There can be a problem of the speaker, or can the listener, or even the speech. And all of them are sorted out when we pray to Guru and Ishvara, expressing our honesty and sincerity. So we are honest and sincere in our pursuit of study of Upanishad. Please bless with our faculties so that we get what we have to get. So the speaker, the listener. That's what Tejasvino Adhitamast. That is why in the first mantra of Valli, Shanno Mitra is the Shanti mantra, but in the second and third Valli, it is Sahana. We should not be left with a confusion or ignorance after studying Upanishad. And after studying Upanishad, we have to be full of clarity. Therefore, till that clarity comes, we have to keep on studying Upanishad. That's why you study one Upanishad 10 times, that is one way. Study 10 Upanishads the other way, we are doing the second one. One after the other Upanishad we are studying. And this one is so vast, so exhaustive, so many inclusivities. Taittiriya. He is telling us about the prayers, the Medas, the Srikama, the Shannomitra, the Siksha Vakyasama, the external Upasana, internal Upasana. After that, the Brahma Vidya. Then it will tell us about the Sadachara, the convocations. It's a beautiful thing. Let us enjoy, everyone. Please keep one thing in our Upanishad class. We are trying to gain knowledge joyfully. Jitna mila utna khush. Don't struggle too much beyond the limits also. Don't get heavily loaded in the intellect with extra efforts also. And don't give chance to the mind and ego when they say, कि I'm not getting or the text is not going ahead. कुछ किसी को भी आप मौका नहीं देना जिस क्लास में जो मिल रहा है वो because I'm also doing same. I am removing all the ego created questions and doubts with my faith on the Guru Parampara that through these classes they are conveying something to us. Thus, with that joy inspiration, you come, joy inspiration only listen, and whatever is heard, whatever is catchable, catch it, but remain joyful. आज का क्लास अच्छा है इतना हमने सीखा कल के दिन और थोड़ा दिस इज हाउ लेट द फ्लो हैपन effortless beautiful and that effort be effortless that the effortlessness be achieved through little effort. What is effort here? Coming to regular chanting the mantra smoothly karo usko. See to it that everything is happening wonderful. Like a very difficult cardio operation also, the doctor and the team do effortlessly. It is a highly skillful and effortful surgery, yet he did it effortlessly because of his balance and poise, because of the wisdom of as to how to do it, because of his how to coordinate knowledge. The big people do big things effortlessly. The small people do small thing with big effort. वो भी आधा. What we are doing is the biggest thing of studying the Upanishad with Bhashyam. If you struggle, struggle remains, and then we say Upanishad का समझ नहीं आया. तो joyfully, slowly, when we do little by little. मैं तो इतना कहता हूँ आपको मंत्र पढ़ना आ गया, be fulfilled with that. Don't worry about that was not achieved. Have a concern to achieve. Put little effort to achieve, but don't get worried. आज जितना समझ आया उससे खुश हो जाओ. जो नहीं आया उसके लिए रोना मत. Today we are not blessed to understand it. Someday the Lord will make us. Even if that is not possible, today I could sit in the class, I could attend the class. That is enough. The Guru Parampara will do something. हमको ना इस तरह का खुशी खुद अंदर से फाइंड करते हुए आगे बढ़ना है. इट्स कॉल्ड सेल्फ इंस्पिरेशन. Like I know I'm not communicating thoroughly everything because the subject is so big and you are not in front of me where I can talk many things confidentially, many things informally. Because it's a formal thing, a recording is going on, somebody is saying. Therefore, I cannot do everything the way it should be done for you to understand. I have my own limitation. But I'm not giving up the hope. जो अपनों को मिला उसमें से जो करना है करो. More than that, जो मिला उससे खुश. In the entire life, we may study all Upanishad 20 times, yet we may not even understand Ishavasamitakam Sarvam. Never mind. Don't allow the mind of its emotion and frustration to overpower the joy of the effort putting individual and the intellect's capacity of putting the effort. समझ रहे हो ना? अपने मेहनत अपने खुशियों को ये मन का फ्रस्ट्रेशन के द्वारा निकालने नहीं देना. Otherwise, once that disinterest comes, disliking comes, like one or two people, I am seeing them, those were so regular, stopped coming to Upanishad. It is self deceit. Once you stop coming to Upanishad, you are lost in the world. Don't do that. You few people I am saying. Let us be allowing the Guru Rishi Parampara to bless us. They are taking their own time because it takes time to mold. ऐसा थोड़ी होता है कि कागज ले लिया पेन डाल दी. You have to fix the paper, you have to fix the paint, डब्बा, mixture, then planning. धीरे धीरे करना होता है. No creative artistic thing happens haphazardly. Is it not? Anything done haphazardly, it is not creative, it is useless. So highly creative thing is the molding ourselves with the sadhaka. And it involves so many intricacies. The Guru Parampara is doing it. Should we not allow? And how do we allow? Be regular to class. And you keep me in such a funny fix. You don't tell me why don't you come. When will you come? And you do whatever you want. I'm confused. बंद करो क्या इसको कि लोग ऐसे irregular and indisciplined है हो गए. Funny? Why it happened? Why it happened? The ego and mind overpowered the simple sadhaka and cute intellect. The mind with its priorities, egos with its my choice. Why should I go to class? मेरी मर्जी है. कौन है पूछने वाला स्वामी? Ego. And the mind says ये काम करना है घर में, वो काम करना है घर में. ये जिंदगी भर होता ही रहता है. आई टेल यू जिंदगी भर आई डू उपनिषद. जिंदगी भर घर का काम होगा. तो वो करते जाओ, इधर कभी नहीं आए. That's what others doing. You have to manage. You can't be without doing homework also. आगे पीछे करो. Not at the time of Upanishad. This is one example I am giving. So to the life. The flow of life won't change for you. It will be just like this only. Days will come, nights will come. During the day, the prarabdha will come. In that sukha dukkha will come, labhani will come. You can't avoid. You can't avoid the waves coming in the river. Negotiating them, you have to take your bath or you have to row your boat. You can't avoid the traffic on the roads, the incoming traffic. उसको negotiate करते ही अपने जर्नी में आगे बढ़ना है. You understand? You can't avoid the seasons coming going. The births and deaths and diseases, the problems, इनके द्वारा ही साधना सीख कर करना है. वो सब खत्म होने के बाद करूंगा साधना. It is foolishness. It won't happen. The track of the world will go on. In that only we have to make it convenient to study or to do our sadhana. It will be like that only. And mind you, a dangerous thing. When we postpone our studies sadhana for old age, that every responsibility is over, that time I do exactly what we expect. All the responsibilities will be over at that age. But at the same time, mind you, the age becomes old, the legs, hands will not work, the eyes can't see, the ear can't listen, दिमाग तो काम करेगा ही नहीं. ये डेंजर नहीं समझते हैं. द यंगस्टर्स एंड मिडिल एज पीपल, दे थिंक ओल्ड एज ऑल responsibilities over, I can do my study. Yeah, you are right, half of it. The other half you are missing. That abilities which you have now will not be there at the old age. उस समय खाना हजम नहीं होता, आधा टेंशन उसमें होता है। घुटने में दर्द होता है, कौन से डॉक्टर के पास जाऊँ? वही प्रॉब्लम होता है। It is inevitable that time. No, this age you had these problems, that age you have that problem. Problems will not end in this age or that age. Problems change. But if you have trained yourself negotiating all these responsibilities and doing sadhana, at that age also you will be able to do. अब नहीं किया तो तब क्या कहोगे? अब क्या कहा? ओल्ड होने के बाद, रिस्पॉन्सिबल होने के बाद करूँगा। ओल्ड एज में क्या करूँ? अब से हो नहीं रहा, मरकर अगले जन्म में करूँगा। ऐसा नहीं होता, आगे नहीं करना है, अभी करते रहो, आगे बढ़ते रहते। If you start doing it, the doing starts happening, no? Doing is doing, no, not postponing. Remember that. Why I'm saying all that? When we are doing classes, slowly, steadily, every day, little by little, whatever is gained, enjoy it. Not gained, never mind. But give time, never be irregular or insincere. Just give chance to all the Guru Parampara, they are molding. At least 1% of what love they are giving us, give them that respect. 1%. They don't want more. That one also for your sake. Like my devotion to Krishna, not for Krishna, no, it is for me. If I don't devote to Krishna, I will be at loss that I will not listen to him, I will not pray to him, I will not know that he is giving me this or that. I can never understand how to use what he gave us. I will only misuse it and I suffer. And even after that, I don't go to Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Same way, give chance. Don't trust your own ego, don't trust your own mind. Trust your simple, innocent individuality, which is given a chance to study Shastra in this life. Few of you I am talking to, not the other ones who are time pass brand, entertainment brand. Come once and doesn't come. You know, those who don't have the heart at all. उसके मैं क्या बताऊँ? You are people of heart. You have developed it. Your goodness, your love, your sincerity. More than all that egoless simplicity. कंटिन्यू करो कह रहा हूँ, बीच में रोको मत, क्योंकि 2-4 लोग रोक रहे थे। Oim Upanishad. Let us do it that way. Now chant the mantra. Bhurvassu varitiva etas tisro vyahrutayah tasamuhasmaitam chaturthim mahachamasya pravedayate mahite tadbrahma sa atma anganyanya devataah भूरिति वा अयं लोकः भुव इत्यन्तरिक्षं सुवरित्यसौ लोकः मह इत्यादित्यः आदित्येन वाव सर्वे लोका महीयन्ते भूरिति वा अग्निः भुव इति वायुः सुवरित्यादित्यः मह इति चन्द्रमाः चन्द्रमसा वाव सर्वाणि ज्योतिगंसि महीयन्ते भूरिति वारुचः भुव इति सामानि सुवरिति यजोगंसि मह इति ब्रह्म ब्रह्मणा वाव सर्वे वेदा महीयन्ते भूरिति वै प्राणः भुव इत्यपानः सुवरिति व्यानः मह इत्यन्नम् अन्नेन वाव सर्वे प्राणामहीयन्ते तावा एताश्चतस्र चतुर्धा चतस्रश्चतस्रो व्याहृतयः तायो वेद स वेद ब्रह्म सर्वेऽस्मै देवा बलिमावहन्ति. Tomorrow, first we chant this mantra. Ananda se. Second, in this mantra, for fifth Anuvaka, sixth Anuvaka, Antara Upasana is told. What is the Upasana and what it is the way done, how it helps. That we will explain 5-6 minutes. Then we will explain this Panchama Anuvaka simply through the mantra, which is not at all difficult. तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद क्या है ना, बड़ा बड़ा सेंटेंस होते हैं लेकिन थॉट छोटा ही होता है, बट बहुत डीप होता है. Sentences are bigger, but the thought is small but very important, sublime. So first the mantra artha we will tell. Then we take up bhashya. That's what's happening. Through chanting, we became familiar with the words and developed that liking. Through the explanation of what is the upasana, why is the upasana, some confidence and inspiration is created. Then by explaining to you what is exactly is in the mantra, a clarity is given. And through the bhashya, total thorough understanding and conviction. Why and all that. That's how slowly each anuvaka we try to develop. जितना हो सके और ये सभी उन्हीं की कृपा से. And then go to sixth, then seventh. That's how Siksha Valli, Bhagavatananda Valli, Bhrugu. Let it take its time. Let us enjoy it. And let our morning time throughout our life now be dedicated only for Upanishad study with Bhashya. Just because higher than this there is nothing. Just because lower than this we need not do. We should not. जिंदगी बस सुबह 7:30 से 9:15 9:30 हमारा उपनिषद के लिए. नेवर एवर कॉम्प्रोमाइज. Only one condition, I die. Even after I die, same time you sit and do your study. याद करके कि इस समय क्लास हो रहा है. This is what? That's what I told you yesterday in evening class. You have learned to give time. Now you are learning to give your ears. Then you are learning to give the mind. Then you learn to give the intellect. Then you learn to give the ego. Then seeing this, the Lord gives Himself to you. Fix हो गया हम सुबह क्लास. मैं तो fix. Never ever give up the morning class. That's the fixation. The Lord will make all arrangements, adjustments. He will not give any other problem. Even if He gives, it's only a test. We should be able to negotiate it. सुबह 7 से 7:30 से 10 बजे मेरा फिक्स 9:30. कोई भी बुलाए नहीं जाना. खुद अपना प्लान नहीं कर. Any visits, everything is before or after. See, घर का काज 7 से पहले कर लो. बाहर का काम 9:30 के बाद कर लो. बीच का आपने लिए. बढ़िया है कि नहीं? टाइम भी बढ़िया सूटेबल मॉर्निंग. Clear? Tomorrow we'll do Om 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 Om. Trying to understand the Jnanam given in the Veda Kala. In this Kali Yuga Kala, it's such a tremendous, great adventure you and I are trying to do. And every adventure have its own, dangers, risks, fears. But it will not be an adventure if we are afraid of them and stop doing it. So too, there will be lot of doubts, confusions, fears, non-abilities to understand. Rather matter, let us do the adventure of studying the Upanishad. And my thought for you and me, ki the Rishi Parampara, Guru Parampara, Ishtadeva, their blessings are so powerful that at whatever the level we are now of Tamoguna, Rajaguna, non-understanding, they will see to it very soon that all these obstructional layers are transcended and they will definitely make us introverted, intellectual to comprehend and apprehend the Sara essence both of the Upanishad and of our life, which are one without second. Essence of Upanishad and essence of our life is same. Essence means purpose. He will make us understand. The Guru Tattva, otherwise this is a process for that only. हमको कोई मुख्यमंत्री प्रधानमंत्री बनाना होता है तो हमको ये नॉलेज क्यों देंगे? वो वाला देंगे ना. ये दे रहे का अर्थ क्या है? इसके द्वारा जो मिलना वही देंगे. हैव दिस फेथ. प्रे टू द ऋषिज एवरी डे. ओम श्री वेदव्यास सद्गुरे, ओम श्री वैशंपायन सद्गुरवे, ओम श्री याज्ञवल्क्य सद्गुरवे नमः, ओम श्री आद्यशंकर सद्गुरवे नमः. They will bless us. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarushibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shruti Matre Namaha Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you. let us study our Viduraniti for 10-15 minutes.